Big news for millions of Canadian seniors this month, because August 2026 brings a confirmed payment date, a fresh increase to your old age security, and a lot of confusion online about extra grocery money that may or may not actually be showing up in your account. If you rely on CPP, OAS, or you're just trying to plan your budget for the rest of the year, you need the real numbers, not the rumors flying around social media. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and I'll walk you through exactly what's confirmed, what's still just a proposal, and what you should honestly ignore. Welcome back to Frank Canada Today, the channel that keeps Canadian seniors and retirees up to date on the benefits, pensions, and government payments that actually affect your monthly income. If this is your first time here, hit subscribe, because we cover updates like this every single time Ottawa makes a change that impacts your wallet. Today, we're breaking down the August 2026 benefits update, covering CPP, OAS, and that grocery rebate everyone keeps asking us about in the comments. Let's get straight into the numbers. First, let's talk dates, because this is the one thing you absolutely need marked on your calendar. Service Canada has confirmed that the August 2026 CPP and OAS payment will land on Thursday, August 27. That's the official date for both the Canada Pension Plan and Old Age Security this month. Now, here's something a lot of people don't realize. Even though CPP and OAS are paid on the same day, they actually arrive as two separate deposits in your bank account, not one combined payment. So if you're expecting a single lump sum and instead see two smaller deposits, don't panic, that's completely normal. It simply reflects the fact that these are two distinct programs that Service Canada happens to coordinate onto the same payment schedule for convenience. Now, let's talk about how much you're actually getting, because the amounts have changed this year. For CPP, the maximum monthly retirement pension at age 65 is now sitting at roughly $1,433. Though remember, that's the maximum, and most people receive less depending on how much and how long they contributed during their working years. CPP amounts are adjusted once a year, every January, based on the Consumer Price Index, so your CPP payment should stay steady at the same level for the rest of this year, unless your personal circumstances change. OAS works a little differently, and this is important to understand. Unlike CPP, which only adjusts annually, Old Age Security is reviewed every quarter, in January, April, July, and October, to keep pace with inflation. And here's the update that matters most for this month. A 1.2% increase to OAS took effect for the July to September quarter, which means your August payment reflects that boost. For seniors aged 65 to 74, the maximum OAS payment has moved up to roughly $752 a month. And if you're 75 or older, remember you automatically qualify for a higher OAS rate, which now sits at approximately $827 monthly at the new increased level. Again, these are maximum figures. Your actual amount depends on your income level and how many years you've lived in Canada as an adult, since a full OAS pension generally requires 40 years of Canadian residency. If your income is higher, especially if you're still working part-time, drawing from an RIF, or you have significant investment income, you also need to watch out for the OAS recovery tax, sometimes called the OAS clawback. For 2026, that clawback kicks in once your net income crosses roughly $91,000, and for every dollar you earn above that threshold, your OAS gets reduced by 15 cents. If your income climbs high enough, somewhere around $148,000, your OAS actually be reduced all the way down to zero. So if you're close to that threshold, it's worth talking to a financial advisor about how withdrawals from savings or retirement accounts might be structured to protect as much of your OAS as possible. Now, let's get to the part everyone's been asking about in the comments, the grocery money. Here's where things get a little confusing, and honestly, where a lot of misinformation has been spreading online, so let's clear it up properly. Earlier this year, the government replaced the old GST and HST credit with a new program called the Canada Groceries and Essentials Benefit. As part of that rollout, eligible Canadians received a one-time top-up payment back in June, equal to a 50% boost on their previous GST credit amount. Then, starting in July, the ongoing quarterly benefit itself was increased by 25%, a boost that's set to stay in place for the next 5 years, through to 2031. The first enhanced payment under this new structure actually went out on July 3rd. So here's the key thing you need to know for August specifically. The Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit is paid quarterly, not monthly, and the payment schedule follows July, October, January, and April. That means there is no separate grocery payment scheduled for August itself.
If your July payment already landed, the next one you should expect is in October, not this month. Now, if you're a senior receiving this benefit, the numbers are actually meaningful. A single senior could receive up to $950 over the full benefit year. And if you have a spouse or partner, that combined household amount can climb up to around $1,240. You don't need to apply separately for this. If you're eligible for the credit and you filed your tax return, the Canada Revenue Agency issues it automatically based on your income and family situation. And speaking of misinformation, I do
to flag something important here because it directly affects seniors who unfortunately tend to be targeted more often by scams. There has been disinformation circulating online claiming the government is issuing a brand new $2,000 direct deposit payment to Canadians. That is not true. There is no such payment. If you see messages, texts, or social media posts claiming otherwise, please don't click any links or hand over your personal or banking information. Always confirm any benefit information directly through your CRA My account or the official Canada.ca website, never through a random email or text message, no matter how official it looks. So, to wrap up the key points for August 2026, CPP and OAS will both be deposited on August 27, arriving as two separate transactions. OAS has received a 1.2% quarterly increase, pushing the maximum monthly amount to roughly $752 for those 65 to 74, and around $827 for seniors 75 and up. CPP remains steady at its January adjusted rate, with a maximum of about $1,433 for new recipients at 65. And there is no separate grocery payment landing in August. Your Canada Groceries and Essentials benefit already arrived in July, with the next installment scheduled for October. If this video helped clear things up for you, do me a favor and hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more Canadian seniors who need clear, accurate information instead of confusing headlines. Drop a comment below and let us know, did your August payment land on time and match these numbers? And if you want to stay ahead of every future update to CPP, OAS, and other federal benefits, make sure you're subscribed to Frank Canada Today with notifications turned on so you never miss an update that could affect your monthly income. Thanks so much for watching. Take
care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next